Well, Australia's dismissal on the first day for only 152 gave England's players their best opportunity to win a test match in this series. They resumed today at 15 for 1, needing to survive the new ball period and batting on a pitch that had dried out very well and seemed certain to favour them as the day went on. Max Walker is the bowler. He's resuming his interrupted over, and the batsman now is Colin Cowdrey.
And the catch dropped. Mallett touched that one at the gully position. A very difficult catch, one that Mallett, however, often does catch. So a let off for Cowdrey, and his score is advanced by 2 to 7. And he's out. A ball lifting outside the off stump. You saw it. It was a very fine delivery. Landing on the seam and lifting, and Cowdrey playing defensively, finding the outside edge of the bat, and he's caught behind. Cowdrey out, caught by Marsh from the bowling of Walker for 7, and England are 2 for 18. Here it is again. And quite a lot of lift. And the top edge of the bat, it may even have been the glove. It was either the top edge or the glove. Here's a good stroke. They'll get their 4 anyway. And England 2 for 30. Lilly's over cost him 6 runs, and his figures now are 1 for 17, as you see.
There's Lilly just flexing his right leg, looking as though he's not putting too much weight on it. Might be carrying an injury in that right leg, possibly the right thigh. Certainly not happy about it. Walker now to Denness again, and the same sort of stroke as the previous one we saw. He'll get 2. As Mallett's return, and a good one comes back to Marsh. Lilly now, who's adjusting his boot. I'm not at all sure that this isn't to do with a possible injury. There it is again, another lovely cut or drive, square of the wicket. Redpath may stop this one before it reaches the fence. The batsmen have run 2 and Denness 3, and Denness is coming back for the 4th. Well run. Very well run by Edrich and Denness. Denness moves on to 18, and England 2 for 40. Well, a perfect stroke. I thought a little bit dangerous when he first played it, but it certainly found the middle of the bat, and it's 4 runs. Beautiful delivery.
Good cover drive from Edrich. It's going out towards that long boundary. They'll probably get 3 here. That's Redpath to field. And between the 2 fieldsmen there, between the second slip and the finer of the 2 gullies, not a good shot from Denness, and into the boundary for 4 it goes. And he's caught, is he? No, down to the boundary. It was a dive for the ball. It would sail just past his hand. And that's almost back on the stumps. Just missing the off stumps. Now, if Edrich moves, and let's see where the ball is. You see that? It was just about finishing up behind the off stump. And that's dropped, is it? The easiest of chances to McCosker. This time finding the gap. It's a well-played shot. It's perfectly timed. It's racing out towards that long boundary. It won't be 4. They've taken 2, and they're coming back for a 3rd. Well, that was a full toss and well taken care of by Denness. It's racing out towards that long boundary. No hope for Edwards. And that's the 100 up for England. But Mallett to bowl to Edridge. And that's a full toss again, and through the field it goes. Walters, a long chase. I don't think he'll make it. It's slowing down in the outfield, but the ball should just win. And that's 2 balls, 2 fours to England. Total 105. And chopped nicely by Denness. Placed it well, going down towards the long boundary. I think Jenner will get this one. They've taken 2, and they'll turn for 3. And there's the 50 to Mike Denness. Second 50 in consecutive matches, and for him a splendid return to form after such a dismal series. Denness 51, Edridge 48, 2 for 111. Great shot by Denness. He gave himself a bit of room that time. That was a sort of a Doug Walters shot. He moved away from the stumps and hit it very firmly through the cover area. Perfect shot.
There's the half century to Edridge, coming back for the second. Edridge 51, England 2 for 123. And there's that stroke that he's played so well during this innings. The square drive, a long chase for Redpath. I think there'll be 4 runs. Now, Edridge is only running fairly slowly, but there's 4 if they want it. Walker now bowling to Edridge. Oh, my goodness, I don't think I've seen Edridge hit a ball harder than that. And Mallett bowls to Denness. And a good stroke, straight down the ground. It's a long chase for Walters, giving up a very good off drive. And this one's through. Walters will stop it. And meanwhile, Denness goes through for his 3rd. Denness 78. And England 2 for 154. They take the lead. Oh, catch, and he's out. Well caught by Ian Chappell at first slip. Edridge out, caught Chappell, bowled. Here it is again. The bowling of Walker.
The top edge. And Chappell taking a very good catch, diving to his right. And I thought a particularly good piece of work on the part of Marsh there, because Marsh could quite easily have gone across and spoilt that for first slip Ian Chappell.
A good-looking shot that time. It's going right out to the long boundary. I think it could be 4. And slowly it rolls into the fence for 4. And Denness goes on to 94. And beautifully fielded again. A shot at the stumps. That would have been out. And overthrows. Missed the stumps. Denness was certainly out of his ground. And they'll take 2. That throw by Redpath would not have missed the stumps by any more than 10 centimetres. It wasn't too far away, and Denness was a long way out. And that's coming down to the boundary. We'll see about this. It's going right down to the sight board. We'll have to wait for the umpire's call here. It's a 4. That's his 100. That was off the bat, so that must have nearly been a chance. But Denness has scored his century. He is 101. Well, Denness's finest moment of this whole tour. Captain of England, after such a dismal series, in the last test, the 6th test here in Melbourne, scoring a century. Well done, Mike Denness.
Was in the air safely past McCosker, who was fielding behind square leg. It's now a matter whether he can save the 4. He does so. And Fletcher gets 3 from that uppish sweep off the top edge. He moves on to 19, and England 3 for 208 at the end of Mallett's 12th over, 7 runs from it.
We should add that Lilly is off the field suffering from Bruised foot. The new ball has just been taken. You can see the umpire holding up the old ball. Walker will now bowl with a new ball and watch how the field changes. Become far more aggressive in its dimensions. 2 slips, a gully. Backward short leg.
That won't be stopped. 4 runs on the leg glance. That's a good stroke. Off his toes, the in-swinger, finding the gap at mid-wicket. Dines coming back for the second run. He'll have to hurry. A good return, too, from Dimmock, but Dines is through. Lovely stroke behind square leg. McCosker is the fieldsman who will pick the ball up 3/4 of the way to the fence, and Dines gets 3. Dines 112. And England 3 now for 230, which is a lead of 78. There's a good stroke through the gap in the covers. A long chase for Edwards. Here's a great fieldsman. We'll watch his return. He's been magnificent with the return all day. He's going still. Oh, now have a look at that one. Magnificent return. It wasn't over the top of the bails, no, but when one thinks that Edwards had to throw the ball right down to the far end of the pitch, it was a great return, but we must also say a very fine stroke. Fletcher moves on to 39 with those 3 runs, and England 3 for 236.
And the chance dropped. Dropped by Ian Chappell. Went both hands to Ian Chappell on his left-hand side. Dimmock to Dines. And through the second slip area, there's no one there. It was in the air, straight down to the fence for 4. That was well wide of Ian Chappell. In the air, could be a chance. No. Marsh couldn't make it. We'll probably won't be sure by the movement of the players. Everybody seems to react to it the way Marsh moved up. What do you think, Paul Shear?
Yes, that was definitely off the glove, but it lobbed very close to the wickets and there was no fieldsman within 20 metres. You can see the ball short there, strikes Mark Dines on the gloves, flies in a gentle arc, but it's very close to the wickets and doesn't give Rod Marsh any chance to get underneath it to complete the catch.
England began the third day in an ideal position, 121 runs ahead, 7 wickets still in hand, and Dines and Fletcher well in control. Australia had to contain them today, and in fact, without Lilly in the first hour, they did a very good job, just 22 runs coming from 11 overs. Here now is Jeff Dimmock, bowling to England captain Mike Dines.
And through the covers, great shot from Dines. 4 all the way, that's his 150. Dines 153. Fletcher 62. England 3 for 299. And Dines has been there now for 401 minutes. He's hit 12 fours. And down through the third man area, that's the shot they were trying to tempt Dines on, but that wasn't a catch by any means. It was beautifully played. That's the 300 up for England for the first time in this series. That's through the field. Best shot we've seen from Fletcher this morning. That's racing across the outfield and into the fence for 4. And through the field, that was in the air. That was the one they were looking for. It went straight between Greg Chappell and Mallett. It was the ball that they were trying to tempt Dines on. He played the shot, but just wide of the 2 fieldsmen. And that hit him on the back. Now that was an appeal there, appeal for court. And a beautiful shot from Dines. Clean through the covers.
Dimmock to Fletcher. Edged down to third man. Will Chappell cut it off? He's coming around quickly. The field a metre or so inside the fence, and the batsmen are through for 2. Walters bowling. Beautifully off the back foots from Dines through the covers. This will be 4 runs. A shot we've seen played so often by Dines. Good shot. Forced away through wide mid-on. It's going out towards the fence. Chappell is after. They've run 2. They'll take 3. Swings, there's runs here, backward of square leg. It's racing out to the boundary. 4 runs. Sweetly timed shot by Fletcher takes him into the 80s. 82. 3 for 345.
Now Ian Chappell to Fletcher. And down the fine leg area, it's racing away to the boundary. There's no fieldsman within 50 metres of that ball, and that's 4, an easy 4 to Fletcher. And caught and bowled. Great effort. Magnificent catch by Walker. Once again, Dines walking away and playing straight back. And Dines, a fine innings, caught and bowled by Walker for 188, 4 for 359.
Well, what a great catch there by Max Walker. Dines was obviously looking for these shots on the offside, strolling away to the leg side and pounding the ball off the back foot through the offside field. On that occasion, he stepped right away and, failing to get enough left arm into the shot, hit it with the bottom hand, and Walker, diving to his right, brought off a miraculous catch. Dines out, caught and bowled. Walker 188, falling 12 short of Hammond's all-time record for an Englishman on the Melbourne Cricket Ground of 200, scored in 1928-29.
Now Greg to face Ian Chappell. Oh, full toss. It was almost a beaner. It was about waist high to Greg, which is fairly high up. And down through the slip area, going right down to that long boundary. It won't be 4, they'll run 3. And so Greg, in surprise, finds he's got 3 against his name. Now Ian Chappell. And Fletcher's cracked that through the covers. That could be his 100. That's his century. Fletcher's first century against Australia. 101. Greg is 8, 4 for 381. And right on the bottom of the bat, and that very nearly spun back, certainly nowhere near the stumps, but one that Greg made contact, I think, with his bat and his foot at the same time. There's just all of a tangle there. Down to fine leg and a chase for Walker. This may even reach the boundary. It's racing across that outfield. The ball slowing down, 2 converging on it, and the ball just winning. Back past the bowler. That's a fine shot from Greg. He really hit that. Right down the long end of the ground, straight down the ground, 4 runs. And again out to the boundary through mid-wicket. This one mightn't reach. McCosker's after it. They've taken their second run. They're going for 3. They'll get 3. And not a chance, just wide of Ian Chappell. He fell away to his right-hand side, but I'm fairly certain the ball hit the ground before it reached the fieldsman. So Greg is 24, Fletcher 103, 4 for 399. This time they're taking the single. Redpath's deep there for Greg now to go up to 25, and that's the 400 up for England. 4 for 400. Greg 25, Fletcher 103. Ian Chappell to Greg. And that's a big hit over the top of the mid-off, going right down the boundary and into the fence on about the 3rd bounce. That one spun and spun past the bat. That was a good ball from Chappell.
Oh, a lovely shot by Fletcher. Hit away through mid-wicket. It's racing out towards the fence. Redpath is after it. They've run 2, but to no avail has been the chase. There's been a change from the northern end. Ian Chappell has been replaced by Walters. He bowls to Greg. Edges it up his sleeve, but safely for 4. Only the lone slip fieldsman and a wide backward point, and Greg steered that ball away through the vacant position for 4 runs. Greg lofts this one. It'll be 4. It's coming out towards the sideboard, right over the bowler's head. A well-hit shot by Greg. A ball called, and runs to Greg, possibly only one, after deep and wide, long on. So that is the half century for Greg. He is 50, and it's 4 for 442. You can see the crowd acclaiming a very bright and entertaining knock from Tony Greg. 50 in 65 minutes, so that's certainly very bright scoring. Fletcher lofts and has missed. A valiant attempt by
Ian Chappell.
A great attempt to take that left-handed chance. Mistimed shot to mid-wicket. Cuts, runs here, speeding out towards the fence. Chappell is after. They've run 1. They'll take 2. It may beat Chappell into the fence, and it has. Big swings. It goes down backward of square leg, and it's 4 runs.
First bounce.
First bounce into the fence. Big swings. This one is away through mid-wicket. It bounces once, twice, 3 times into the fence, and another boundary for Greg. And certainly what the crowd loves. He's now 59, and it's 4 for 456.
I don't know whether we're going to be able to give you the statistics or not, but it would seem that for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th wicket, there's going to be a century partnership. Only 3 runs needed for the century partnership.
Big hooks, way back with a square leg. It's another 4. This time it bounces once and over the fence. Oh, what a great display of batting by Greg. He's really taking to Walters.
And there is the 100 partnership. That's 3 in a row. For the 3rd, 4th, and 5th wicket, we've seen England score century partnerships. After being eclipsed for the first 5 Test matches, my goodness, aren't they taking charge? The 100 runs has come up in the very good time of 71 minutes, and Greg has 63 of those runs.
Walters bowling. Big swings again, up his sleeve this time. It's going out backward a square leg. It will drop short of Jenner, and he'll cut off the boundary. And whilst they're doing this, the batsmen have run 3. And a great return from Jenner. 71, Dimmock bowling. It's loftily. Well, it'll go past Walters. It's racing out towards the fence. It'll be 4. Fletcher now, 130. Drives handsomely through the cover. It's a glorious shot. All speeding to the fence. And what a lovely shot, Colin.
You don't see any better than that.
Dimmock bowling. Fletcher hooks. Through mid-wicket it goes, speeding out towards the fence at deep mid-wicket. No ball called. It will beat the Edwards into the boundary, so it's 4 more to Fletcher.
And in the air, he could be caught. Who's underneath it? Walters, is it? Getting down underneath it. And it's a catch. Yes, well caught by Jenner. Well, Max Walker has broken through. Greg caught Jenner. Bowled Walker for 89. 5 for 507. Walker 4 for 128. And hit hard and could be caught. Yes, great catch. Magnificent catch by Redpath. Fine diving catch, and Fletcher is out for 146. caught Redpath, bowled Walker. Walker has 5 for 128. The new schedule batsman is old, and 2 sudden wickets have fallen. And it's a bowling, it's clean bowled. Old, bowled by Dimmock, no score. Not out 1. 7 extras, 7 for 508. Dimmock's first wicket in a test match. 1 for 124. When I say in a test match against England. And Knott here for caught behind, he's out. Knott has been caught. Marsh bowled Walker for 5. Underwood not out 2, 8 for 514. Walker 6 for 132. And this time he's out. No doubt about that one. Arnold caught Marsh, bowled Walker, no score, 9 for 514. Walker 7 for 132, and absolutely no doubt about that one. And through the covers it goes, a long chase for Edwards. I think that could be 4. It's racing across this outfield and into the fence it goes at the cover point boundary. Bowled. It's all over. Walker 8 for 143, and England all out for 529.
Australia began at 36 for no wicket against England today, needing a total of 377 to make them bat again. McCosker and Redpath batted briskly at the start against Lever and Arnold, but England had their first setback of the day after Lever had bowled only 3 overs. He had to leave the field with what was later diagnosed as influenza. Now, I don't think I've ever known a team to come to Australia with more illnesses and injuries in this MCC side. For the Australian openers, McCosker was the more lively. On a pitch that, although it was very slow in pace, had enough variable bounce to give the bowlers some hope of success. Here is Jeff Arnold now, bowling to Rick McCosker.
No ball. Good stroke off the back foot. It'll be 2, and that brings up McCosker's 50, and a very fine 50 it was too. Australia none for 70, and McCosker's got 50 of them, and a very well-deserved round of applause.
And beautifully played by Redpath. That looks to be 4 all the way. Placed it perfectly between the slip and the gully. That was quite a deliberate stroke, that one. Oh, it's going to be 4 from the shot. It's going right down to the boundary. The Ness is racing after it. I don't think he'll make the ball slowing down, but it's just into the fence now for 4, and the total to 91. Gives out, is he? Yes, he's gone. Well, the bowling change has yielded the wicket. Cowdrey has caught McCosker. McCosker caught Cowdrey. Bowled Arnold for 76. Redpath not out 28. Australia 1 for 111. Greg to Redpath. And Redpath hit that one hard down the leg side. There's no one out there. That's going to be into the fence for 4. Over-pitched ball and well driven by Redpath. Now, it mightn't be 4. It's a long chase for Luckhurst. They'll take 2, and they're turning now for 3. An appeal here could be out. It's going to be terribly close. Well, very confident appeal, not out. Umpire Brooks.
Well, I think that ball could have passed down the leg side. Let's have a look at Chappell well across. Oh, it hits him right in the pads, doesn't it? That's a very close one indeed.
Again, an appeal for leg before. Not out.
Well, I would think that Ian Chappell was outside the off stump for that particular delivery.
Chappell almost playing the ball down onto the stumps, attempting to square drive, and the ball finding the inside edge, bouncing between the popping crease and the stumps, missing them. This one he's got safely down to fine leg for 4. Good stroke into the ground that time. Nasty one rising, that hurt. Needless to say, let's hope there's no serious damage there. Arnold has been able to get some lift from that end, quite surprising, and that ball was from a pretty good length. Thank you very much. 4 runs. Good stroke. Past point, a long chase for Luckhurst. It won't reach the boundary, but it couldn't go very much further on this ground, and they will run 4. A great return, a magnificent return by Luckhurst, right over the stumps from about 100 yards away. That's better. There's Redpath's 50, a lovely off drive. Long chase for Luckhurst. Redpath gets 3 runs. He's 51. Australia 1 for 164. Redpath's innings took the long time of 239 minutes. There were 6 fours in it.
And crashed through the covers by Ian Chappell. Over pitch ball, I think tossed up deliberately by Underwood. Old to Redpath. And in the air, through the slips down to the fence for 4. It wasn't a good shot, but he gets 4 runs for it. And that hit him hard on the ribs. That was one that must have hurt. It kicked up pretty quickly from short of a length. Good-looking shot from Redpath. I don't think there's any need to run. Plays that drive through mid-off very well indeed. 4 more. Redpath 59, Chappell 32, 1 for 184. Old to Ian Chappell. And once again, Chappell hit on the fingers. Now, that's not jarring or hurting as much as the previous one. Well, Chappell getting off the inside edge, it appears, coming right down to the fine leg boundary. I don't think Arnold will get anywhere near it, and it's into the fence for 4, and let's watch the umpire here. Yes, that's 4 runs to Chappell, the 200 up for Australia. Ian Chappell is 45, Redpath 64, 1 for 202, scored in 280 minutes. And that one kicked. Now, that might have been a chance, because it hit Cowdrey on the foot, by the look of it, and it was certainly must have been in the air going down.
Yes, possibly it was, but hit him on the knee, as a matter of fact, as you can see.
And that's going past through Arnold, yes, wide of him. It wasn't really a good attempt to make that. I should think he should have got across there.
That's a very confident appeal for LBW. Trissold at fine leg. That brings up Chappell's 50. Australia now 1 for 209. in the air, and it's a possible catch. Just to the feet of Arnold. He drops it. It was certainly a possible catch. Perhaps a more active man than Arnold could have got there to catch it. And he's given out. Ian Chappell not terribly happy about that one, and I'm quite sure that Tony Greig had a few words to him as he walked past him. Ian Chappell not happy about it. Nevertheless, he is out. Here it is again.
Chappell moving inside the line of the ball, and it's very difficult to tell whether that was pad or bat. Ian Chappell himself was firmly convinced that he didn't hit the ball. He obviously exchanged a few words with Greig on the way through, and he's still very angry.
And there again, he's telling them, have a look at the scoreboard. It's up there, a wicket for me. Oh, great stroke. That's the best stroke of Redpath's innings. And Underwood thought it was bat to pad, so did Greig. And umpire Baelish didn't. Here it is again.
Well, of course, we can't see very much because the body of both batsman and wicketkeeper hid the ball completely from us.
Again, there is one patch in this wicket where the bowlers are getting some life. Oh, he made contact with that one. It was too fine for the one-leg slip, and it was just too wide for Alan Knott, the English wicketkeeper. And another edge for 4. And I think Tony Greig having just an odd word there to Greg Chappell as about that stroke. Hook and just wide of Amos. We'll count that one a let off. It's 4 runs to Greg Chappell. He's 20. Hooking and out. A good catch by Amos. Straight to him, but fast, and he was good enough to catch it. And that's a vital breakthrough for England just before drinks. Australia 3 for 248. Redpath out, caught Amos, bowled Greig for 83 runs.
Greig to Ross Edwards. Peel for leg before, could be out here, must be very close. That was very close.
Well, that was very, very close indeed. I think we better have a look at that one on the video disc replay again. Ross Edwards shuffles across the crease, never really plays forward. The ball from Greig there was shortish, pitched in line and hit him fair in front of the stumps, I thought.
Australia began the day at 274 for 3, needing another 103 runs to make England bat again. I thought England started slight favourites this morning, and they certainly needed to take 2 or 3 quick wickets in that first session. As far as they were concerned, Greg Chappell was the main danger. Peter Lever, despite his bout of flu, was on the field this morning, and here he is now, bowling the first over of the day to Ross Edwards.
And the first one of the day, that's going out square, a chase for Old. They've taken 1, they're coming back for 2, the return's on the way. But Edwards very fast between wickets, the return not a good one. So Edwards to 11, Greg Chappell is 39. Australia 3 for 276. And that's one that's going square with a wicket. It's going out towards the very long boundary out there. They've taken 2. They'll make, I should think, a comfortable 3. Yes, they're coming through the easy third run as Earl's return comes back. Greg Chappell to 44, Edwards 18, 3 for 288. Peel for caught behind, he's out. Must have been off the glove, but Edwards caught not. Bowled Arnold for 18. Greg Chappell not out 45, 4 for 289. Arnold 2 for 65.
Well, here you can see it. It's short, cutting across to the leg side, and it didn't connect bat, but it took the glove and went through to Alan Knott, who moved smartly across to the leg side and threw the ball up in the air. England has struck now in just the 4th over of the morning with only 20 minutes play on the board. So Australia are struggling now.
Peel for leg before, it might be close, not out.
See Lever about to bowl there. Ball pitches on middle and cuts across fairly sharply. Doug Walters with both feet off the ground, in fact. But I think it would have just missed the leg stump. Very close, though.
That's hit forward of square leg. That was a forehand smash, a tennis shot from Greg Chappell. It's going out towards that very long boundary on that side, and they'll run a comfortable 3. That's the 50 to Greg Chappell. Arnold to Walters. Well, off the inside edge of the bat onto the pad. I suppose for Walters the best means of defence is attack out there.
Yes, he's not a particularly technically correct player, but when he's going for his shots, he's a difficult man to dismiss, particularly if he gets a start.
And bowled him. That's bowled him. Taken the off bail. So Walters has been bowled by Arnold for 3. Greg Chappell is not out 50. Australia in real trouble. 5 for 297. Arnold has 3 for 71.
And we can see that delivery cut away to slips, and Doug Walters played across the line, played inside the line, moved his bat out to where the ball was after it had passed him. And the ball just clipped the top of the off stump.
Leave it to Greg Chappell. And that's going out square. They've got 1 there, and I think it is 1 only. Yes, that's the 300 up for Australia. Greg Chappell is 51, Marsh 1, 18 extras, 5 for 300. The runs scored in 4:58 minutes. Well, Greg Chappell really pounded that one. It's going out towards that boundary, and a long chase for Underwood. He may not get this one. It's just into the fence for 4, and Greg Chappell to 57. He's caught. Yes, he's out. Caught by Denness. Marsh caught Denness. Bowl Lever 1. Greg Chappell is not out 51 or 57. Australia on their knees at the moment. 6 for 306.
Well, that was a beautifully taken catch. You see Lever pushing the ball wide of Marsh again, outside the off stump. Marsh with the weight on the back foot, not really over the ball at all. And the ball flew very sharply to Mike Denness, the finer of the 2 gullies, and he took a very smart catch indeed.
Good shot by Greg Chappell, racing out to the fence. It'll be 4. Beautifully straight driven. Takes Chappell on to 61 and a 6 for 316. Greg to Greg Chappell. And a lovely shot by Chappell right through the mid-wicket area. There's runs here. Taken 2, they'll probably run 3. They're turning back for their 3rd. I think Greg Chappell is looking to retain the strike. This is the last ball of the over. Walker hits one up his lee but safely, down to fine leg. Arnold's down there, 1 run. Walker 4. Greg Chappell 67, 6 for 324. Chappell drives. Beats Underwood. Lovely shot, 4 runs. Valiant attempt by Underwood, but the ball had too much pace on him, for him. And another lovely shot takes Greg Chappell on to 71 and a 6 for 329. For cuts, there's runs here. Through the covers it goes. They've got 1, they'll turn for 2, probably take 3, or Chappell not interested in the 3rd run. Again, having the back of his mind that he wants to retain the strike, so 2 more to Walker takes him on to 7. Heads by Chappell down to the vacant 3rd man position. It'll probably be 4. Ball slowing up as it's close to the boundary, but it'll have sufficient impetus to make the boundary fence, so 4 more to Chappell. This is Greg Chappell is on 76 and a 6 for 336. Chappell drives beautifully through the covers. A long chase for Underwood with no avail. 4 runs. Magnificent stroke. Through the covers once more. There's a longer chase for Underwood. He'll probably get to it before it gets to the fence, but they'll run 2. And back they'll go for the 3rd run. Chappell 85, 6 for 348. It's Walker on 9. Field for LBW. Turned down, very confident one, but probably just going outside the leg stump column.
I would have thought so. Here it is again. Let's have a look at this. It's certainly pitching in line. And my goodness me, that one was close. I would have thought it may have struck the leg stump. Umpire Brooks giving Walker the benefit of the doubt. It must have been a very faint doubt. Well, it's not Walker's fault that he was given not out, and I don't know that he really deserved to get a bouncer.
And Greg bowls to Greg Chappell. Shot, runs here, clipped backward at point, racing out towards the boundary. A long chase out there for the fieldsman, and he'll stop it a metre or so inside the fence. That is Underwood, and the batsman will run 4. Good cricket.
A looser ball, but Walker was a long way away from that. There's no outfield at all. He appeared to try and hit that over the mid-wicket area, but played much too soon. He's caught and bowled. Well, there's an important wicket. Walker caught and bowled by Greg for 17. Greg Chappell not out 96. Australia 7 for 367. And in real trouble now. Mallett the new batsman, and Greg has 2 for 83.
Well, after playing so well, Max Walker didn't get to the pitch of that flighted off-spinner and attempted to drive it hard, but only succeeded in driving it straight back to Tony Greig, who took a catch about knee-high without any trouble at all.
So Australia are still 10 runs short of the target figure. They must get 377 to equal England's score, and only 3 wickets in hand. Now, that wicket falling off the last ball of the over. So it's lever to Greg Chappell. Greg Chappell, 96. And that was on the foot, too. That must have hurt a bit. Bottom of the bat onto his foot. But he's got one. Yes, they're going a shot at the stumps. This could be out. That was very close. Old shot just missing the stumps. I should think that Mallett would be out of his ground had there been contact with the ball on the stumps. And that could be down to the boundary for his 100th. Racing across the outfield. I think it's going to be into the fence for 4. Yes, it's all the way. And that's Greg Chappell's second century of the series. The only player in either team to score 200s. Greg Chappell, 101. Mallett yet to score, 7 for 372. And he's bowled him. Well, that could be the end of it. Greg Chappell, clean bowled. Greg Chappell out for 102. Mallett yet to score. Australia 8 for 373. And that means the match is all but all over.
However, no praise can be too high for the innings of Greg Chappell. He played some wonderful shots, as we've mentioned 2 or 3 times, under duress, because he is not a well man at all. But he's in his stay of around about 2 hours and 10 minutes. He played some absolutely glorious shots.
Now, Dimmock is a left-hander, of course, and to follow will be Dennis Lillee, who's injured. So Australia right down to its batting tail. Lever to Dimmock. Now, if Australia can score 4 runs, that will make the scores exactly level, and from that point on, England must bat again, because if the scores are level, England therefore has to come out and score 1 run to win. Not a bouncer, it was about just hip high on the hip pad, of course, no problem there for the batsman on the elbow. Was it on the forearm? Yes, it was over and above the hip. It was not quite a bouncer, but Dimmock doesn't look as if he's very capable of handling a short rising ball. And that must be caught behind us. Yes, he's out. Dimmock caught not, bowled lever, no score. Mallett is not out, no score. Australia 9 for 373. Last man to come in is Lillee, and England still 4 runs ahead.
Yes, well, Jeff Dimmock didn't look too happy. You can see the ball pitching on about off stump. And there's certainly a deflection, but I wouldn't be surprised if that ball actually hit the off stump, you know, rather than hitting the edge of the bat.
Well, through Cowdery's hands, they're not going for a run. It was bounced into the ground, first of all. It wasn't a chance. And that's in the air, could be out. Yes, it's all over. Mallett has been caught by Edrich. Bowled Greg, no score. Lillee not out, no score. Australia all out for 373. England wins the last test of the series by an innings and 4 runs, and the series finishes Australia 4 wins, England 1, 1 game drawn.
Well, that was a good delivery too, just to dwell on that victory. That delivery from Tony Greig spun back quite sharply from the off, and Ashley Mallett, probing forward, had really no idea how to keep it down to the ground, and the ball lobbed very gently to John Edrich at forward short leg. And there's Captain Mike Denness with one of the spoils of victory. He's grabbed a stump.
Well, a nice gesture that from Mike Denness to one of his great tormentors of the summer. An innings and 4 runs, well, that's an overwhelming victory in anyone's language, and particularly in the context of Anglo-Australian contests. England played very, very well, and they deserved their victory, but it would be unwise to consider that to be the gulf between the two sides. As unwise, in fact, as it would be to consider that Australia might go to England in a few months' time and win that 4-test series 4-0. I thought this was a very good performance from England today. They wrapped the game up nicely, they played well throughout, and they deserved their victory. I think it should be underlined again, though, that Thompson and Lillee weren't playing, and those 2 fast bowlers being out made a great difference to the technique of the England batsmen. In fact, there were times in this match where the England batsmen looked to be in complete control, and I think it's fair to say that that's the first time it's happened this summer.